For over 400 years, the fishermen of Hastings have launched their boats from the beach or stayed. Engines may have replaced sail, tractors may have replaced manpower for launching, and power winches replaced horse-driven capstans for hauling the boats up the beach. But there are many things that remain as they were. The modern boats still fish the rich waters of Rye Bay, and the fishermen still don't work for wages, but for a share of the catch, which can mean hardship if the boats can't go out. But that doesn't mean that fishermen take unnecessary risks. Far from it. Their livelihood, and sometimes even their lives, depend on their knowledge of the weather and the sea. The fishing boats launched into a light sou'westerly wind under a drizzly overcast sky, and went to haul their nets that had been laid the day before. As the morning wore on, the weather changed. The wind gained in strength and shifted to the southeast.
Really today is one of the worst scenarios you could have. Southeast wind, open wind on a beach. It's just in a position where it makes too much sea run on the shore, and of course where we have to beach launch and come ashore on the beach, it's a bit of a dodgy situation. You couldn't have it much worse really.
The boat steam hard for the beach, and the boy ashore attaches the strap stem to the winch line. Without a strap stem, the boat cannot be hauled to safety up the beach. A heavy sea is more of a problem for a smaller boat. Gary Cornelius, skipper of RX-137, is doing everything right. But just as the bow hits the beach, he's lifted by a large wave, which leaves him with no control. Luckily, he manages to get back out to sea, because hitting the beach broadside could break the boat. He tries again. RX-137, like many smaller boats, has no deck, just an open hull, and having shipped a lot of water, is now listing, heavy forward, and has very little steerage. Skipper Gary Cornelius knows there are dangerous rocks this side of the wall, but he has to stop the sea shipping on his starboard side and give his pumps time to empty the hull before he attempts to land once more. Fortunately, Paul Joy, skipper of fishing boat RX-83, and his mate Kenny Moss were coming into harbour, for things were about to get a lot worse. The engine cuts out when a big wave swamps the boat. There is now a real danger of the boat sinking.
When I came down here, the fishing boat RX-137 had just made his return from his second attempt to land and failed, and another fishing vessel had just come into the harbour to try and help him. Quite a lot of our chaps were down there already. We had a bulldozer there ready to pull them out, and we had some of our people in wetsuits ready to jump in the sea to rescue the men if they got washed out of the boat. So I took our own large recovery tractor down there so that if the 137 landed, we'd be able to get them ashore nicely, and if the other vessel had a problem, we could help them as well. In the interim, the fishing vessel in trouble, 137, had a bit of a problem with his engine, and the water got into it and it stopped. So we launched the inshore lifeboat with Trevor and Martin as a life-saving precaution. They were not there to tow the vessel, they were there to save the life if she'd have sunk. And one more big wave might just have done that.
Launching with a small light boat into surf sort of straight off the beach can be quite difficult. You just got to pick your moment really. It wasn't too bad. We got away off the carriage reasonably quickly, and there was one or two larger waves, say, but other than that it wasn't too bad. You just got to look where you're going and make sure you don't get caught by the big breaking ones.
Well, we was just steaming up to the harbour, and we could see there was a problem. His broach were first coming in and shipped the sea over the side, which filled him up. He went out to try and come clear and come in again, and another sea peeled aboard him. We figured then he had problems, and then we stood by, and then we spoke with the lifeboat, and he just said we'd stand by. And then obviously there was water was coming aboard all the time, and we got to a position where the engine cut out, there he had been washed into the shore. And that's where damage does, because you smash up on the shore.
RX-137 manages to get a line to RX-83, who starts towing her clear of the rocks beneath the harbour wall. But the line parted and the strap stem disappears below the boat. Without the strap stem, RX-137 cannot be pulled to safety and will break up on the beach. With the inshore lifeboat in attendance, RX-83 manages to get his main anchor cable to RX-137 and starts to pull him clear. By passing a line from the stern forward, they manage to regain the strap stem while under tow, but they're towing from the forward cleat, which pushes the bow into the water and makes it difficult for RX-83 to move, let alone steer. But to let go to reattach the line to the strap stem would almost certainly mean that RX-137 would spin broadside on and sink. They had no time to lose. Despite pumps and buckets, RX-137 was shipping more water than she was getting out. She was filling up rapidly. Tush Hamilton, the RNLI coordinator ashore, agrees that the only hope is if Paul Joy can tow RX-137 close enough to shore that momentum and the surf carry her the rest of the way. Paul Joy heads for the beach, but RX-137 is still too heavy and drags him off course. One danger is that the boats could collide, and then there will be two casualties. The other is that RX-137 could go broadside and be broken on the shore before the tractor could haul her to safety. This time, Paul is trying to steam in a circle. With the sudden release of the weight of RX-137, Paul Joy's boat hits the beach hard. But will RX-137 carry to shore? Lifeboatmen and fishermen pull together to bring her to safety.